worried about Amorim when it comes to big games. I think the rest of the league is what he needs to really sort out. And this year, I was impressed with some of the solutions that he brought into the team. Last year, they lacked goals. They had a negative goal difference. This year, he has added goals into the team. So I'm expecting a much better, much more improved Man United. I think the energy around Carrington with the new facilities and everything has probably changed a little bit more. So in terms of the headspace, they've had a great pre-season. They've had great time off. The preparation seems to be on the right path. So I think amongst Arteta and Amorim is probably the risk taker amongst the two, and I think that will pay off today.
All right, we'll see how it goes. You're still listening to Sporty 106.1. It is our Premier League watch party on the opening weekend of the new campaign. We are at the ANC corner at East Legon on the Boundary Road, quite opposite the East Legon police station. So come in and let's have a good time. We are being partnered by ANC Corner, 957 Daiquiri Bar, Sweet Talk Bites, Big Slice, and Heritage Brewery. We do have kickoff. Kickoff will be upon us in a few seconds. Kelvin Owusu will be leading us through. He'll be taking us through happenings on the pitch. You can equally send your thoughts on social at SportyFM_. But here we are. We have lift off now. Man United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. Kelvin, take us away.
Well, the two fierce rivals who had contrasting seasons, not the very best for Manchester United, but for Arsenal, they had a very terrible one after placing second tightly behind Manchester City the previous season. And the game has started. You had a very quick look at the lineups. Calafiori at left back for Arsenal, Ben White at right back. In central defense, there is William Saliba and then Gabriel Magalhaes. In midfield, Zubimendi, there is Declan Rice, and then the captain for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, and up front, Victor Gyökeres, Martinelli, and then Bukayo Saka throwing for the Gunners. Quickly sent through by the clearance made there by Manchester United. And a wild kick for Brian Mbeumo with an elbow on the face of an Arsenal player, but a counter break for Manchester United. And Mbeumo Cunha calling for that pass. Very good strike for Manchester United, but Ben White cleverly reading that class. And it's going to be a big one where Arsenal would have to keep up with the pace of Manchester United's counter breaks.
Well, yeah, they won't have to do that. United, you can tell that in a lot of the big games they played last season, they relied on the break. I don't think today will be very different. I think they will back off a little and see how they can catch Arsenal on the break. So Arsenal will have to be very careful. It's a very, very tricky encounter. Both teams will have to be careful. The initial warning is that Man United will want to play on the break, and Arsenal will have to realize what exactly is happening.
Well, Arsenal struggling defensively, but David Raya quickly decides to pick this one up. Brian Mbeumo already making statements, giving Arsenal's defense some difficult thoughts in the opening 2 minutes of the game. For Manchester United, out of buying days imposed Lenny Euro, Matches Delay, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and then Patrick Dogo in that midfield. Brian Mbeumo, Mason Mount playing right behind Matheus Cunha, who joined from Wolverhampton. A long kick for Victor Gyökeres trying to latch onto that, but Lenny Euro was first to head. And United take advantage in midfield. Bruno Fernandes with his effort going wide. Matches Delay jumps high and wins possession. Mason Mount quickly has that pass intercepted by Zubimendi. And Arsenal trying to build one on their own, but it looks more like Manchester United are settled already in the opening minutes.
Yeah, I like the way they are set up, and I think the confidence is showing. I was just talking to Nathan real quick, and I said I like the way Amorim has realized that Mbeumo needs to play where he's used to, where he used to thrive at Brentford. And you can clearly see where he's starting up, and the change. I know lots of people were surprised to see Mason Mount in the false 9 role. When he tried Cunha there in preseason, it wasn't working out.
Well, Mount and Mbeumo are actually playing right behind Cunha.
Yeah, but then if you look at where Cunha is right now. You can see Mount is ahead of Cunha. So Cunha gets to drop into that number 10 role, which means Bruno goes to the left side, and now there's a little bit more fluidity in there. So I think United fans can be excited to see what's going to happen with their team.
Well, they can be excited this time around for a poor 15th finish. Last season, they wouldn't be happy to continue on that same trajectory. Throwing for Manchester United, quickly picked up by Cunha. He feet of Dogu. Dogu gets the ball back to Cunha, who finds the captain, Bruno Fernandes. Weighing his options. Arsenal trying to win possession. Martin Odegaard. But Manchester United looking forward to advancing into very good space, but Ben White committing a foul. It looks more like Manchester United are pinning Arsenal to their own. But you look at the early days of Mikel Arteta, this wasn't how Arsenal used to play.
No, when I remember about the third year into the evolution, when he started getting this team together, Arsenal would attack teams. They would not sit back. They were chasing teams down, pressing high and all of that. As they've gone on, you've noticed that they become a bit more defensive, a bit more rigid. They rely a bit more on the set piece. I don't know if it's Arteta's way of protecting his team. It makes sense. You want to protect your team, but you also want to ensure that they have something to attack with. They haven't had enough of the ball yet. Let's see what Arsenal will do when they get their hands on the ball and they start to dominate proceedings. I think eventually they will start to feel quite comfortable on the ball and they will ask more questions of Man United.
Well, free kick, we said that Arsenal cleared that ball, but it went to fall too. Bayendale sent in a long one into Arsenal's final third. Bukayo Saka out to his marker. He has Luke Shaw to face. But ball quickly sent away by Manchester United, picked up by William Saliba. He finds Ben White. White with the long ball looking for the run of Victor Gyökeres. He has Manchester United to face. Very good strength there showed by the Swedish international. But Manchester United quickly drop deep. Luke Shaw to help. Well, many asking questions. What's any surprise about Luke Shaw making that challenge?
Luke Shaw looks a little bit more mobile.
He's no more in class, please.
He's shed some weight. But Kelvin, just a quick side note.
Yeah.
I think it's important for those here to know that 957 Dakriba has special deals for all the patrons here. They have 100 CDs. So the loaded fries today, they have 100 CD plate if you want. 10 CDs off all daiquiris and 20 CDs off all burgers. So if you want something to eat, there you have it. Great deals for everybody here. 100 CD loaded fries, 10 CDs off the daiquiris, and 20 CDs off all burgers.
Well, that's a good pass there. Manchester United, Brian Mbeumo trying to shoot. He does shoot on target, but it was feeble and goalkeeper David Raya picks it up. Was Arsenal struggling to keep up with the play from Manchester United? What is actually wrong with the Gunners' play? No control, virtually very little control. Echo.
Well, it's early season hoodoos, and I believe that United came into this game with all their confidence. You can see that right from the word go, United know that at least let's stifle Arsenal out of having possession, because when they have it, they can hurt anyone. But then, so far, United is on the up, and I think United is seeking to set the pace so that they can get something out of the game.
Well, let's see how things pan out. Simon Hooper was very close to the action. Whistles for a foul there against Martin Odegaard. United restart play. Dolo trying to find Simon Hooper, brought down was Martin Zubimendi, the Spaniard with his first Premier League game for Arsenal. In the background you can hear from the Chelsea fans, the world champions who failed to beat Crystal Palace. They are the ones making noise behind.
Calvin, long term, I would want to see how Arsenal's midfield would eventually operate without Thomas Partey. It's a very interesting tactical thing for us to all observe long term. What happens, whether or not Zubimendi can fill the role, or they will try and carve out a different way of operating that midfield without Thomas Partey. So I guess it's day one, and it's a question Mikel Arteta will have to answer as he goes along, as the season plays out.
That is what all of us will be looking forward to, as whether Arsenal would be playing like that. But for Thomas Partey yesterday, he had a little over 10 minutes to play for Villarreal in the La Liga, where they managed to win 2-0.
Winning start for him. I'm sure he's also easing his way back into that style of play. He was in Spain, came to England, and he wants to get used to his teammates, get used to the tempo, get used to the understanding of what it is he must do for the squad. So it is interesting seeing. I'm just happy that he still has a club to play for. I'm really delighted that he's still active at the highest level. For us as a country, it bodes well for us. If he's active and when he's playing, it's all the better for the Black Stars. He's a player who still has quality, and good that he's playing still at the highest level.
While playing at the highest level, final warning to William Saliba from Simon Hooper for that challenge there on Patrick Dogo. He was late to that, and clearly, would you see that was clearly a stamp on his foot, but he has been let go. No yellow card for the French centre back. Free kick quickly taken. Luke Shaw gets the ball to Dogu. Dogu back to the English centre back. Goes all the way to Matthias Delete with a crossfield delivery. Looking for the run of Dogu. He fails to have a very good control, but Ben White clears it away, and it's going to be a corner kick for Manchester United. Raymond, United on the front foot.
Yes, I think that United know very well they have to start right. If they don't get that first goal and Arsenal find a way around them, they would struggle, just like we saw them do last season. So I think they've taken the game to Arsenal. They know they are playing at home and they have to be on the offensive. So they need that crucial first goal. Then Arsenal find a way to get back into the game. Then they play to their strengths, lead them on the counter attack. So I think United are chasing the early goal, and I don't think that it will be too long before we see the first goal from United.
Well, it won't be too long before the first goal we see from Manchester United in the last 5 games. Manchester United with 1 win, Arsenal with 3 wins and just a draw. Corner kick. Bruno Fernandes is effecting every set piece and delivering inside Arsenal's penalty area, but too close to the goalkeeper, David Ryan. He picks it up in the goalkeeper's area. Arsenal on the counter, bring a quick ball to find Bukayo Saka on the extreme right-hand side. Saka, he has Mason Mount, but very good defensive work there from Mason Mount. It's going to be a throw-in. Clever play there from Mason Mount. And Arsenal were looking at hitting the break on Manchester United.
Excellent tracking back by Mason Mount, and it tells you that every United player has his focus when they move forward, and when they have to retreat, they are all heads on, and it's positive from them. And don't forget that it's not only Arteta who has a point to prove this season. Manchester United is a gargantuan team that will not permit any manager to fail 2 seasons in a row. So Amorim also has a point to prove, not only Mikel Arteta.
Amorim has a point to prove, not just Mikel Arteta. Throwing for Arsenal. Ben White elects himself for this. Going to go long, sending a long one into the penalty area. Gabriel Magalhaes gets onto it. Ball drops inside the penalty area. Martin Zubimendi trying to get the ball. Bukayo Saka, but Bayern will clear his lines. Manchester United calling for an offside, but referee declines after 10 minutes, approaching the 11th minute. Manchester United nil, Arsenal nil. Throwing to be effected. Ben White goes all the way back to Saliba, just after the halfway line in Arsenal's defensive end. Gabriel with the ball, he's going in there, but Manchester United win possession. That was very over concentration there from Gabriel on the ball, trying to advance. Brian Mbeumo gets into midfield. Arsenal dropping deep. Victor Gyökeres wins possession. Gabriel Martinelli on the ball, down the left-hand side of Arsenal's attack. But very good cover there coming in from Matheus Cunha. And he wanted the throw-in for himself, but the referee says it's a throw-in for Arsenal instead. Calafiori effects the throw-in. Looking for Gabriel Martinelli, but it's going to be a throw-in there. Dalot making sure that no corner kick comes from Arsenal. Arsenal have been expecting corner kick deliveries.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to give them an opportunity to throw in some of the fabled corner kicks we've seen. And United suffered bitterly last season, conceding 2 goals from 2 corners when United went to the Emirates. So they cleared the one, but they have conceded a corner. It's almost inevitable. Let's see what Arsenal can do.
Well, the high concentration of Manchester United nearly left off with Lenny Euro, and very good cover there from Calafiori. It was picked up by Martin Odegaard, but Delete was clever as he stepped in to make that interception. Corner kick for Arsenal, the first one for the Gunners. Premier League opening weekend, match day 1, Manchester United at the Old Trafford against Arsenal. Already some big victories for Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea failed to win earlier today, goalless draw against Crystal Palace. Corner kick for Arsenal. Declan Rice selects himself for this. A delivery inside the penalty area. Can the ball get to the net? The goal! Goal for Arsenal. Ricardo Calafiori. And it looks like the referee would wait for that, but until VAR review, that was a brilliant delivery there from Declan Rice.
And it was expected from Arsenal, even though, in my opinion, I feel there was some heckling. And the new rules for this season will definitely seem to want to chalk this particular goal off, because there was some, altercation over there. But Arsenal's stock in trade is those dangerous corner kicks. And you see how Diego Dalot was rushing to ensure that that corner was not conceded. Unfortunately, it was conceded. And Arsenal may seem to have had their first goal, but by until was being heckled by William Saliba, and let's see what the outcome will be.
Well, we'll still wait for a VAR, but Nathan Kwao, what would you have to say about this goal? Would you call it as a foul?
It's quite tough. You do see Saliba there. I guess they'll have to determine whether or not he was actually taking Bayende out. But it looks like, well, for me, Saliba had the right to be there. He had the right to challenge for that. Let's see what the officials will say.
Nathan, that is his thoughts. But Raymond, what are your thoughts? Arsenal, with their first set piece, they've managed to get the goal. And the goal stands. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, Ricardo Calafiori.
Well, I think that was poor goalkeeping from Bayende. He should have imposed himself a bit more. That was an area ball that he should have gone for. He allowed the defender to bully him, and he didn't even have a clean save that resulted in Calafiori scoring the goal. I think that was criminal defending from Manchester United and terrible goalkeeping from Bayende. I was quite disappointed to see him start for Manchester United, but clearly, if Man United don't have Onana in post, I do not think that Bayende can do that job as a second keeper for Manchester United.
Well, Onana is not in post. He's not even on the bench. Heaton is the one, rather on the bench. As Onana recuperates from his injury, Arsenal lead Manchester United by goal to 69% possession to United. And Arsenal with just 31, but they've done the needful with a goal. David Raya almost giving the ball away. Ben White couldn't keep it in place. Going to be is going to be a throw-in for Manchester United.
Look, however they go in, they all count. And you have to recognize Arsenal's threat from the set piece. I always say that as a team, you need to have different ways of approaching games. And Arsenal have discovered this other way of scoring. Brilliant stuff. Now, what they've done is they've put doubt in Man United's mind. United would not want to give away the free kicks and the corner kicks, knowing that they could cause a lot of problems. But that's how it is. That's what happens.
And that is going to be a free kick there against Zubimendi.
That's what happens in the
just on the edge of the penalty area. And Simon Hooper is going to be a free kick against Arsenal. Many seem to be questioning it, but that was a brilliant delivery there. Brilliant delivery onto the path of Bruno Fernandes. And it's going to be a free kick there against Martin Zubimendi, just at the edge of the penalty area. The first yellow card given to the Spaniard. Echo.
Well, you saw what happened with Bruno Fernandes last season. And he might fancy it, even though this is on the right-hand side. And therefore, Mbeumo might be the most favored. But Zubimendi is being baptized into the Premier League.
Yeah.
This is always a foul any day, and the referee got his spot on.
Well, Simon Hooper got his spot on the first yellow card. It's going to be a free kick there against Arsenal. Very good position just at the edge of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes as well as Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo left footer. Bruno with his right foot. We'll wait to see. Let's see what will come out from this delivery. Bruno Fernandes to Brian Mbeumo. David Raya still complaining about the human wall. And that is the human wall, and it hits the human wall. Very good delivery there. But Arsenal's human wall doing justice. And Brian Mbeumo can go all the way back to find goalkeeper Bayende with pressure from Victor Gyökeres. A long ball there from Bayende. But Gabriel will send it back into United's defensive end. Ball drops into midfield. Martin Zubimendi. He finds Odegaard. Bukayo Saka comes second best to that area. Tassel. William Saliba. Anywhere will do now. Victor Gyökeres wins possession. Is picked up by Martin Odegaard. Odegaard with the nutmeg. Goes past the second man. It's going to be a free kick against Manchester United. That was clearly a very malicious intent to go for the ball. Nasty tackle there from Luke Shaw.
Well, I think it was just a game of fractions, right? The intention was not to hurt Odegaard over there, but Odegaard was also skillful and smart with the nutmeg that he started with. But I like the fire from Luke Shaw. So far, Luke Shaw has proven to be an improvement from last season.
Raymond, 80 minutes into the game, and looks like Arsenal gradually are getting into the game.
Well, that's the confidence goals give you. If you score a goal in a game where your opponent is looking better than you, it obviously gives you a lot of confidence. And I'm not surprised Arsenal are beginning to get into their stride and beginning to impose themselves on the game. But I think that United would come better in this game. They still have the technicians on the field. They still have very good players. And I think that looking at this United team play, they look very different from the United team we saw last season. So you can always expect to come back into this game and get a result. But I think that Arsenal, for now, looking good in this game.
Arsenal with another set piece. What is Hooper listening to? Ben White. together with Jokeres, and then Gabriel is at the penalty area. Delivery comes in there, but too close to goalkeeper behind there, who picks it up on the second attempt. Ricardo Calafiori making sure that the throw is quickly effected. It's going to be a free kick there against Calafiori. Well, an offside was given for that delivery, but quickly taking the free kick, Lenny Euro. Lenny Euro, ball back to Binder. Binder gets closer to Delete. Finds Lenny Euro once again, comes to the right hand side. He picks up Dalot, the return, sent in a long one into the half of Arsenal. And that's a very good header coming in there from Mason Mount. And it's picked up by William Saliba. Goes all the way back to Raya. Spends time on the ball. Thomas space in midfield. Picked up by Martin Odegaard. Draws the ball to the left-hand side of Arsenal's midfield. Declan Rice. He finds Gabriel. Gabriel goes all the way to Raya once again. In Arsenal's defensive third. A quick ball now to Saliba. Saliba goes all the way to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard gets the ball back to Saliba. Victor Gyökeres. Very good cover there from the striker, and he's been brought down. Free kick for Arsenal. Arsenal gradually seem to be walking into the game at their own pace.
Yeah, I mean, once they found the goal, they were always going to be a bit more comfortable. United are rattled now. Arsenal look more comfortable on the ball. You can tell that their technical abilities are beginning to show more confidence in passing out from the back. They are finding the passing lanes. They believe more in what it is they want to do. And as Raymond said, that's the confidence you get when you start a game and your opponent looks like they are on top.
And a quick ball for Arsenal there on the counter break now. Ricardo Calafiori, but he's offside. That was a brilliant piece of play.
That was good. Arsenal really worked it out well. Calafiori was just a little impatient with his run. But those are the warnings Man United will have to be very wary of. The gaps that are beginning to emerge. Arsenal are moving players about. They are making third man runs. And that there is a warning for Man United.
That is a warning for Manchester United, Echo.
And Arsenal's confidence is, building up as, they got the first goal and make more incursions. And more importantly, possess the ball. What Manchester United deprived them of at the start of the game. And I think going long for Manchester United is not going to help. They should keep calm, keep themselves in the game, and ensure that they make something out of the game.
William Saliba gives the ball away. Ball drops into midfield. Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes on the counter break. But Gabriel slots in and makes that interception. Ricardo Calafiori gets the ball back to Gabriel. Gabriel with a long boot into the half of Manchester United, pick it up by Gyökeres, and a quick ball now from Declan Rice, trying to find Gabriel Martinelli, and Delete can go for the simple touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta looking forward to winning the trophy this season, and he's made a statement that there is no excuse for his team. At this level of the rebuild, he's gotten to a point where his side must be winning the major trophies, specifically the Premier League, the FA Cup, and then the Champions League, which Arsenal exited last season in the semi-final. Well, looking forward to advancing into Manchester United's final third. A quick ball into central midfield. Gabriel Zubimendi gets close to Calafiori. Back to Gabriel. Kept his eyes off the ball, but he wasn't too far away from him. Martin Odegaard getting close to orchestrate play from midfield. Blazing for Zubimendi. Martin Odegaard. Back to Zubimendi. Former teammates at Sociedad. Zubimendi goes to his right hand side. He finds Saliba. Back to Zubimendi. Martin Odegaard. A twist and a turn inside central midfield. Comes back to Gabriel, the left hand side of Arsenal defense. Calafiori wanted the ball, but ball back to Zubimendi, who's just dropped in between the two centre backs. Zubimendi weighing his options. He goes quickly to Gyökeres, who's dropped in deep to help Arsenal repel that attack. Quick ball now to find Bukayo Saka. Saka controlling. He's been forced to go back to Saliba. Saliba gets the ball back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi calling for Calafiori to get closer. But he finds solace in his goalkeeper, David Raya. Raya trying to outwit his man. He's brought him down. Referee allows play to continue. And Gabriel nearly losing the ball as well. David Raya. And that is a warning from Manchester United to David Raya.
And kudos to Manchester United for piling up the pressure. In the game, there will be times you would not have possession. When you do not have possession, what you do off the ball is so important. So it was some good pressure over there, and it could even feed to their advantage.
It could feed to their advantage. Manchester United with a quick ball into Arsenal's penalty area, but the clearance comes in from Gabriel. He finds Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli back to the Brazilian, who's decided to spread it a long one into United's out. Easily picked by Deleuze. All the way back to the Turkish goalkeeper behind there, who wasn't strong enough to prevent that corner kick, resulting in the opening, the only goal for this afternoon. 24 minutes played. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1.
Yeah, it's Arsenal have come into this game. Now they are the more dominant side, more confident. Some will even say they are beginning to take some risks, but that's what confidence gives you. United now need to find a way back. You watch the performance, and you can tell that United still haven't figured out what it is they want to do. They want to go long. It's clearly not helping. Arsenal look more comfortable.
A quick ball now from Martin Odegaard trying to outwit this man, but very good cover there from Casemiro. He sent in a long one to Brian Mbeumo. It's a 2-on-2 situation, but Arsenal have more men retreating. Brian Mbeumo, he goes in for the slow shot, but very good cover there, blocked there from William Saliba. Corner kick for Manchester United.
Well, I think that United are playing with a lot of confidence. They try to, as much as possible, use the strength of Mbeumo on the flanks and try to pick the pockets of Arsenal and play on the counter-attack. This was another counter-attacking move that could have resulted in a goal for Manchester United. And this is what Arsenal should be wary of, because United have players who are very good on the counter. Once they break play, once they intercept the ball in positions where Arsenal are trying to attack, you know Man United can head them. So that was a 2-on-2. They couldn't find the back of the net, but a few more of those, and we know the quality of Mbeumo and what he can do.
Well, the quality of Mbeumo, corner kick, he's elected himself for this set piece. Bruno Fernandes will be inside the penalty area to try connect to this. Brian Mbeumo, 2 corner kicks for Manchester United. Arsenal converted just the one they had. Brian Mbeumo sent in a long one into Arsenal's defensive area. Clarence comes in. Arsenal wanted a free kick, but referee says nothing doing. Ball picked up there by Mason Mount, and he finds his goalkeeper behind there. Weighing his options, sent in a long one to the right hand side of Manchester United's attack. Clever defensive work there from Calafiori. And he picks up Declan Rice. Rice finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Calafiori. Calafiori goes all the way down the right hand side to pick up Ben White over the halfway line, looking for the run there of Bukayo Saka. Ben White out to his marker. Ben White down the right hand side of Arsenal's attack. He finds Bukayo Saka. Saka looking for that opening. He gets Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli inside the penalty area. Is he going to shoot? He goes in with a low drive, but too easy, feeble to even test by there.
Well, I think Martinelli has not had his game so far, and that showed in the kick that he just had. And Arsenal is still building their confidence in this game, and United should be wary, especially when the transitions occur and either Gyökeres feeds any of the flanks or Odegaard drives through the middle and finds either Saka or Martinelli on the wings.
Free kick for Manchester United. Gyökeres won there. You don't need to be a blockade to the goalkeeper when he's restarting play. 27 minutes. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. A quick ball into midfield. Gabriel Saliba drops in very deep in midfield to help that clearance. Brian Mbeumo picks up that crossfield delivery, looking for the run of Dalot. Dalot fed inside the penalty area. Can Manchester United find a goal? And another best of clearances, but Arsenal can finally do away with that. But it's an offside as Brian Mbeumo. It was rather Dalot. Mbeumo delayed with that pass. Arsenal leaving too many goals, but United failing to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the switch was good. Dalot, a tattoo impatient with his run, and now everything just goes out the window. You can say it's a bit of a warning, but on the flip side, it just tells you that United will have to be a bit more patient with what it is they're doing. They'll have to be very careful with their move because you are trying to get back into the game. If players are not careful of their runs, they are not seeing the things, they will keep making wrong decisions.
And with a game of very fine margins, that offside, which was so close, was bound to be called by the linesman. And unfortunately, United would have to spend this opportunity, which could have led to something.
Yeah. Which could have easily led to something. This is only the second time in English League history that Manchester United is playing Arsenal on the opening day. The first time it happened, United won 4-1 in the 1989-1990 season. Arsenal already have that 1 goal. Can United score 4 more times? We'll wait to see what will happen at 28 minutes play. Dogo advancing into Arsenal's half. Very good cover there from all the Arsenal men. And he's been forced to get back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes with a long ball down the right-hand side. He finds Brian Mbeumo with a left-footed delivery. But a clearance comes in there from Ben White. Bukayo Saka picks up the ball and he's being heckled there by Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes on Bukayo Saka. Saka trying to outwit him. Gets the ball back to Zubimendi goes across the face of goal to find Gabriel, and Gabriel will send the ball out in touch. To touch is going to be a 3. United forcing Arsenal to make errors. If it was tennis, you say unforced errors. He continues his quick ball there. Mbuemo looking forward to making an impact. Brian Mbuemo tries to find Martin Odegaard, helps with defensive work. Gabriel Martinelli trying to advance Arsenal on the break now. Bukayo Saka waiting for that pass. Gabriel Martinelli with a dink of a pass, looking for the run of his captain, but that is too heavy a pass for anyone to latch onto. Throwing for United, they've been left off the hook.
Arsenal fans will be looking at the transfer window, which is wide open, and be asking, where is the competition for Martinelli? Because Rodrigo is in the name, is in the mentions. Eze is also in the mentions. And when the stakes are high, such an opportunity should not be countenanced like that.
Well, those opportunities shouldn't be let go. Arsenal win possession. Bukayo Saka on the ball. Very casually, and United win possession. Manchester United, Dogu on the left-hand side. Can they send one in? William Saliba trying to make that stop. And that's the ball across the face of goal. It hits the upright. Dogu nearly finding the equalizer. That was a very brilliant effort there from Patrick Dogu.
Well, the shot came from a player nobody expected was going to shoot. And that was a good try from him. And there's this thing we always say: if you don't take the ticket, if you don't take the lottery ticket, you're never going to win.
Yeah.
It's a good try from him, and I think that we want to see more of these from him. He's not a player who is used to taking very good shots, but on this occasion he did it right. Hopefully his next attempts would be on target.
That was a fantastic.
This is good play from Man United. The way they are using the full weight of the pitch, because they know they have some players in there who can get into spaces and worry this Arsenal defense. So still good play from United. They're still playing like they need an equalizer, and I think that they should find that equalizer before the end of the first half.
Well, they should find that equalizer before the end of the first half. Ball spread once again down the right-hand side. Brian Mbuemo, the Cameroonian international, looking for the run of Dalot. Dalot, offensive support, gets inside the penalty area, but that delivery is cleared there by Arsenal, not too far. Odegaard will continue to hit it away. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United. Arsenal on the back foot in the last 2 minutes.
Yes, and thanks to players like Patrick Dogu, who in my opinion has been the most useful Manchester United player. When he gets the ball on the far side, you know, the Man United setup is reminiscent of Arsenal last season because there is no target man. He was forced to take that shot on target that hits the upright, and kudos to him. But Man United should fill in the spaces so the interplay can work to their advantage.
Well, that can work to the advantage. Nathan, that could have easily been the equalizer.
It could have been, and I agree with Eko on that point. United need a body in the box. Cunha has to stay in the box, because once you are there, you are occupying center back. You become a focal point. Players can play off you. And you can just tell United just don't have a body in there. A lot of the things are happening in front of Arsenal. Good players, they find the switches here and there to create the overlaps or the overloads down the flanks, but you can tell that they really lack a presence in the box. And this is the kind of trouble that can happen when you possess and you have no threat.
Opportunity for Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres picked up on the extreme end of the, and also Gabriel Martinelli with an acrobatic kick, but he miscued his effort. That was a brilliant piece of play there from Victor Gyökeres. But Manchester United on the counter break now. Arsenal helping. Matheus Cunha gets past 3 men, gets inside the penalty area, but too feeble and tame that effort is. Lots of errors in this game, but the players are failing to take advantage of those loose ends.
With a game of such nature, you should not go to sleep, whether you are a goal ahead or you are a goal down. And that is what could have happened to Arsenal with Cunha, who we know is deadly, but just a bit of fatigue because he carried the ball through several legs, through the middle, and at the last point he had to take a shot which was not powerful enough. But kudos to Cunha, and I believe if he gets more chances like these, he can bury one.
Bukayo Saka with a very heavy touch to that ball. Ball picked up once again on the edge of the penalty area, delivering inside the box, but it's too close to bind there. This would always be in a training ground save for him. 33 minutes played. Matheus Cunha, that was clearly a very good run from him, but could you say that Gabriel went in too casually?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you have to stop the run. You have to stop the run at some point. Cunha ran out of energy, so yes, Arsenal got off the hook, but that was a good run. I just want to say that it is one of the features of Matheus Cunha's game. And I get the feeling that Matheus Cunha's game, and I get the feeling that's why United wanted it. Somebody who could break the line, somebody who could, run with the ball and all of that and cause kinds of problems. And that's good. He's beginning. The attempts are coming, but they are feeble and weak, and Raya will save those things all day.
Raya is going to pick all these all day. 34 minutes being played. Mikel Arteta's side are unbeaten in their last 14 Premier League away games. 7 victories, 7 draws. A run that dates back to November 2024. We'll wait to see whether Manchester United can end that this evening. The long ball, Victor Gyökeres comes second best to that challenge as Matches delayed picks it up. Ball drops in for Manchester United. Ben White will send in a long one, looking for Bukayo Saka. Saka comes second best. The ball kick there. Bukayo Saka gets into the penalty area. He has Luke Shaw to beat Saka. No space for him. Trying to get the better of the United defense. He gets into the penalty area. Delivery, but delayed to clear. It's not too far. And Martin Odegaard, not the very best of controls. Declan Rice trying to win that aerial tussle. He comes second best. William Saliba picks that ball up. A quick delivery. He finds Martin Odegaard. Odegaard. He's out-tweeted his marker. Martin Odegaard gets past the second man. It goes in with a drive and it goes slow to near post, but it's picked up coolly and easily by Bayern there. That was clearly Martin Odegaard's trademark, but no venom in that effort.
Yeah, there wasn't venom, but I like that. I haven't seen Odegaard do a lot of that, and you and I have had these conversations about Martin Odegaard. I think he has the capability to try a lot more of these things and increase his goal count and give Arsenal more threats, especially from midfield in those areas. So great effort from him. I expect to see more from Martin Odegaard.
Expected to see more from Martin Odegaard. Game continues. Arsenal in midfield. Martin Odegaard, he finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi still looking for that loose end to make that pass. United very well in shape, very compact. And Martin Odegaard will come deep from the defense to pick that ball up. Gyökeres, can he latch onto that pass? He does want to keep it in play. Victor Gyökeres, but he's been flagged offside. He was a tad early in that run. Arsenal will be looking forward for more of these.
Yes, an option or an outlet that they never had last season. And even though it's offside, you see that he's encouraging himself because Odegaard was looking out for him. And he made that run, unfortunately, was offside.
A player who scored 68 league goals across last 2 seasons that could get one over his former Sporting Club de Portugal boss, Ruben Amorim. But the Swede hasn't seemed to found himself yet in England. Ball all the way back to Bayern there inside the penalty area. He picks up Casemiro. He's been forced to go back by Declan Rice to Bayern there. Weighs his options. A quick ball to Matthias de Ligt. Quickly finds Lenny Euro on the right-hand side of United's defense. He picks himself up, decides to walk over the halfway line. Manchester United trying to get into attack. Dalot. And Lenny Euro still waiting for that perfect pass. No space for him. He gets the ball back to Casemiro. Just on the halfway line. Luke Shaw. Shaw with a crossfield ball. Dalot, can he keep it in play? He does want to bring it down under control. He asks Calafiori to be. Goes all the way to Mbeumo. Mbeumo looking for that delivery. Arsenal blocked that one. It's picked up by Zubimendi. Martin Odegaard looking for the run of Martinelli. Bukayo Saka on his right. Martinelli on his left. Bukayo Saka, and he's been wasted that pass. That was clearly a wasted pass from Martin Odegaard once again.
Well, more was expected of him, and more is expected overall of him. If I am Martin Odegaard, I'll be thinking about what Tony Adams has been saying in the past couple of days to prove him wrong, to be clinical at every single opportunity. He had 2 options, failed to use any at all.
And that's a very clever pass. And it's blasted across the face of goal. Matheus Cunha, he's asking all the questions of Arsenal's defense.
He is. That was a very interesting sequence. I didn't think he was going to pull the shot off, but he did. Credit to him. Credit to him for getting it going. Credit to him for getting that shot off. And you know, it's very interesting effort. I just didn't think he had the capability, but he managed to do so.
Well, he didn't have the capability, but he's managed to do so. It's going to be a free kick for Arsenal. David Raya. That ball from Cunha just across the face of goal. He had fingertips to that one. It would have easily been a goal.
Exactly. And Raya is one keeper you can depend on. not only for his ball playing ability, but those nicks, those slide touches. This could have been in the back of the net if the fingertip save did not happen.
Well, that could have easily happened to be Arsenal with a free kick. Victor Gyökeres was brought down by Matthias de Ligt. Free kick quickly taken. It finds Calafiori. Back to Declan Rice. Arsenal, a walking pace now, more like a training ground session. They are in the lead, not in a rush to commit any errors. Zubimendi finds Declan Rice. Rice weighs his options, goes to his right hand side, and he picks up Ben White. White to Saka. Saka finds Odegaard. Close by Zubimendi. Zubimendi. Arsenal with the walking pace. He finds Ben White. White decided not to turn, gets the ball back to Zubimendi. Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard. Seems to be the most live wire for Arsenal right now in this game. Bukayo Saka looking for that run from Martin Zubimendi. Zubimendi leaves the ball for Martin Odegaard. Odegaard with the delivery inside the penalty area. Gyökeres was waiting for that ball to drop for him, but United cleared the alliance, and Mbeumo can set himself up on the counter. Gabriel Martinelli, and he's been pushed down. It's going to be a free kick against Manchester United as Arsenal will restart play from their defensive end. Quick free kick taken. He finds Gabriel. Gabriel back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi finds Odegaard, picks up the return, goes to Gabriel. Saliba. Ben White. Back to Zubimendi. Arsenal controlling the tempo of the game. Quick ball to find Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori goes in quickly to find Bukayo Saka. Can he keep it in play? Saka with the ball. He does what to keep it. And Dogu will make that interception, but he only comes off his body for a corner kick. Arsenal calmly controlling the pace of the game. They don't want to do the ping pong in the opening 30 minutes they did with United.
Well, if United did not take their chances, Arsenal seem to want to calm the game down and then take advantage. They've had an early goal from the first corner kick, and this is another one that they can take advantage of.
Well, this is another one they can possibly take advantage on this time around on the right-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger from a left-footed player, Bukayo Saka. The first goal came from the right-hand side. Saka elects himself for this set piece. 4 players of Arsenal at the edge of the penalty area. 5 of them will be running to the penalty area. They do so close by. And ball drops, and Martin Odegaard, not the very best of touches to the ball. It drops forward. Declan Rice was rather Ben White. And it comes off a body wearing white in Arsenal kits, and it's going to be a goal kick for Manchester United. Corner kick wasted.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Arsenal would take advantage. This was a slightly different routine.
Yeah.
Play it short, bounce it around and see what you can get. Unfortunately, when the final opportunity came, that shot was wide. But again, this is a threat from Arsenal. And I say that teams need to have secondary ways of scoring. Thumbs up to Arsenal for coming up with this aspect of the game, developing the ability to be a problem from a set piece. In games that are tight, it will always be a way of finding a breakthrough. And so, thumbs up to Arsenal for that. One set piece has given them a goal, and they will always rely on that. Plus, the fact that they can keep them down and try and pick United and see what they can find.
Sure, and if you've noticed, the routine has changed. In the previous season, Arsenal load the back post, and then they try to infiltrate and get the ball in the back of the net. This time, they set themselves near the D, before the dangerous area, penalty area, and then they try and get the header on. I believe it is probably because of the new rule where they are not permitted to heckle any defensive player.
Well, game continues in there. 42 minutes played. Manchester United nil, Arsenal 1. Free kick for United. Yellow card for Calafiori. Arsenal will clear their lines. Ball drops to Martin Odegaard. Sent in a long one looking for the run of Bukayo Saka by United. Clever touch there. Quick ball down the left-hand side. It's picked up by Dogu. Dogu with enough space. But William Saliba will clear with his left foot. Mason Mount wins the scrap. And he finds Dogu once again. Gets the ball back to Luke Shaw. Shaw with the ball just after the halfway line in Arsenal's half. 2 more minutes. Barring any additional minutes from the referee. Ben White clears the slide. It's going to be a throw-in. Ruben Amorim decides to score. Still thinking about what to do to at least get the equalizer before the break.
Well, he has to try and think of something really quickly and get United back in the game. I just want to, Kelvin, I think it's important to tell our listeners where we are today. We are the ANC corner at East Legon on the boundary road close to the East Legon Police Station. And we are the, as I said, ANC Corner. We are being partnered by the 957 Daiquiri Bar, Sweet Top, Big Slice, and Heritage Brewery. Now, for the people at 957, they are giving us an absolutely wonderful time today. And they are giving you a special for all the people who are here. The special is that the loaded fries are going for 100 cedis, and they are giving you 10 cedis off all daiquiris and 20 cedis off all burgers.
Wow, very exciting times here. Join us here at the ANC Corner. Enjoy lots of goodies. 957 Daiquiri Bar giving you loads. Come and enjoy the fries. The last time we had it was just lovely. As low as 100 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, it was
just come and enjoy it. We just have a little over a minute and then additional time from Simon Hooper for the first 45 minutes to end at the Old Trafford. Crossfield pass there from Mason Mount. Finds Brian Buemo. Breaks it down under control. Beautifully on his chest. Trying to get the better of Martinelli. Goes to his right hand side. But with his weaker foot, he's sent in that ball. Mason Mount tried to keep that in play. But too easy for goalkeeper David Raya to pick it up. Raya calling for Arsenal. He's been given that countdown there from Simon Hooper, and he quickly sends that ball, looking for the run there of Bukayo Saka. He sent it deep into the half of Manchester United, and that's a pass that has gone with Gyökeres. Very strong on the ball. He wins possession, tries to find Bukayo Saka. By there comes on Saka, but very good cover there. Very, very strong figure there. Victor Gyökeres, imposing presence.
Wow. Against the frame of Matthias de Ligt, I thought, he'll be shoved away, but he proved his mettle over there. And this is encouraging on the offensive for Arsenal because this was not part of their game, part of their play. But Gyökeres would pose problems if he's not carefully watched. And United having 3 back is quite solid enough.
United having 3 backs is quite solid enough. Gyökeres looking for that pass. He runs into space. Great opportunity there. Can the ball be sent in? A delivery comes outside the penalty area. And that is too heavy from the Sweden international. And Arsenal have wasted that opportunity. That was a sweet pass there from Martin Odegaard.
That was a good pass, but I felt that ultimately Gyökeres had too much to do. Too much to do. When you are striking and you are that wide, trying to get crossing is always a challenge. So you have to part him. I thought the pass would be through the channel. He gets it and tries an attempt. He tried to bring a teammate in. It just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. Throwing quickly infected. Cunha trying to pick up that pass. He does well to pick it up just on the halfway line. But that is going to be the end of the opening 45 minutes. As Ricardo Calafiore's goal becomes the 15th away goal in 11 games for Arsenal at the Old Trafford, sending Arsenal as the leaders in the opening weekend of the Premier League. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Quick thoughts starting from you, Raymond. It's been a very good start for Arsenal. 1-0, not the very best of games they would want, but at least they go down the tunnel in the lead.
Well, Arsenal didn't start the game well, but once they got that chance from the set piece, they took advantage of it. And that's what happens in games like this. Very fine margins. You have to pick your moments. And Arsenal did that in the first half. I think for United, they showed a lot of promise. The new players they brought in, Cunha and Buemo, have shown what they are made of. They've shown their quality. And that was what Manchester United were missing last season. I think a lot of players have come to the party in this game. We've seen the likes of Bruno Fernandes show what they are worth. We've seen Casemiro marshal that midfield very well. I still think that United have a lot about their game. And they look very dangerous, especially Cunha and Buemo in this game. I think if they get a target man in the middle of the pitch, or in that box, in that penalty box, they could offer a bit more threats that could trouble the Arsenal defenders. For now, the Arsenal defenders are comfortable not playing with Man United not having a target man. Now, if Man United introduce a target man, it changes the complexion of the game. But I think that United have given a good account of themselves in this game. They've looked very decent. They've looked very well organized. They don't look like the United team. They always look beaten after conceding the first goal last season. That gives Man United fans a lot of encouragement, and that should give the coach a lot of encouragement. Once they pick their moments like Arsenal did, they should be in this game, possibly get the equalizer, and then we'll see where the game will go. But I think full credit to Arsenal, full marks to them for what they've been able to do. They've been able to keep Manchester United at bay. They've been able to do the needful in terms of protecting that 1-goal lead. And I think that the second half would give us lots more excitement. We are in for a very great second half because both teams would want to have a go at it. Possibly Man United would want it more. Arsenal will take it easy and try to hit them on the break. That's what's going to make this game very interesting. But first half, very decent game we've seen from both sides. It's been an exciting game so far.
Well, exciting game so far. Nathan, opening 45 minutes. It's Arsenal who go down into the locker rooms with the lead. Ricardo Calafiori's goal. What are your quick notes from the opening 45?
Now, from an Arsenal perspective, I loved how they wrote that first half, right? United were really up for it. Arsenal found one set piece and they scored. And from that point onwards, it was always about trying to play on the counter and see what they could find on the break. On the flip side, though, I will say something about Man United. They may not have a goal yet, but I think that first half was a huge improvement over a lot of the first halves you saw United play last season. But you can tell that they are still a few levels below. I don't know if it is time for Šeško to come in, but you can tell that Mbeumo and Cunha are showing that quality. Is who is in the box, that's the problem now. So you'll have to build on that. I think overall it's been a very competitive half. I've loved what I have seen. I've just seen a very interesting thing about Arsenal. I think they look a bit too wide open. I did not expect to see it. You know, sometimes we criticize Arteta for making this Arsenal team a tad too defensive. There are days when it makes a lot of sense to be solid. But I think today United have been able to find ways past them, especially when they do the diagonal to Mbeumo. It's worked every single time. I don't know if that is the plan, to defend and just allow him to do that, or it's a consequence of what happens. But they'll have to work on that. But broadly, it's been a competitive half. I think Arsenal deserve to be in the league. United can argue and say, oh, they have to get back in, or they deserve to get back in. Well, they haven't threatened Raya that much. A lot of the shots have been feeble and weak. Raya is earning his salary saving these shots very, very easily. So it's been an okay first half. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed it competitively. Let's see what that second half will bring. Will Arsenal try and push for a second and kill that game, or Man United will now start to take more risk and see if they can claw back something and start their season on a positive note? No matter, I don't know, no matter which way they will define positive, I don't think starting with the loss is what they want. So let's see what they will do in that second half.
Well, like first 45 minutes game done. Manchester United, Arsenal, United no, Arsenal won.
Well, for the United side, I think how they started this game shows how they are starting this season in terms of intent.
Yeah.
Right? The quality obviously has been brought in. Matheus Cunha on the right-hand side, Mbeumo. Matheus Cunha on the left, Mbeumo on the right. Even though I would have preferred Cunha in the middle. All right? But I believe United started with some confidence, but the plan up front was what was missing.
Yeah.
Because nigh on more than 5 times, we saw nobody in the box when the ball was either with Mbeumo or with Patrick Dorgu on the left-hand side, and he was compelled to take some shots. He hit the upright in one of them. But United still need to threaten the back line of Arsenal, and that can bid well to their advantage. For Arsenal, I think they know their record at Old Trafford. And going to Old Trafford, even if Manchester United does not have the best of forms, they usually do not come out as victors. They came in with a very composed game, not giving out too much in the opening sets of the game. But they were fortuitous with that corner kick and were able to secure that goal. The bright spots for Arsenal so far are not so dominant. You can't say that Odegaard has had his day or Gyökeres has, bamboozled the defensive line. But I believe that Arsenal will be collective in the second half to be able to see this game through. And if strong, but when that man, Sheffield, comes in and he becomes the arrowhead, the complexion of this game will change and United will have the upper hand, in my opinion.
Well, quick thoughts, Winston. Just quick thoughts on the 45, and then Nathan will give our big ups to our partners before Kobe Perry takes over.
No, I think Eko was right with saying that the game is a game of margins.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances on both sides, but they've been wasteful. But as you can see, the corner was very, very vital. Sometimes maybe it's good that you have something in your repertoire that you can pick from.
Yeah.
That can work, especially in games like this, because if it ends 1-0, this was a brilliant game plan. So positives for Man United is that they are finding spaces. They are stretching Arsenal's midfield, and also they are 3 back of Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White, right?
Yeah, four.
They are really stretching them by putting Dogu on the hugging the touchline, and then Mbuemo on the other side. I think they are, in terms of how they've played, I think it's been a good half for Manchester United, but they need to be more clinical when they do get their opportunities. And I think Nathan and Eko have said it quite well. You need that focal point up front.
Yeah,
probably a Mason Mount out for maybe a Sesko to come and bully the centre backs and at least pin them back a little bit so that it gives them space to operate.
Okay, thank you so much. Nathan Kwa will do justice to our partners, and then Kobe Perry will take over.
Well, we are the ANC corner, East Legon on the Band Road, opposite the East Legon police station. ANC corner giving us this wonderful space, and we are also being partnered by 957 Daiquiri Bar. If you want your daiquiris, your loaded fries, your burgers, some wonderful cocktails, that's the place you want to get them. Sweet Top Bites if you love your shawarma and all, and Big Slice if you love your pizza. So visit Big Slice to get some wonderful pizza for you to enjoy. ANC Corner also partnering us today to bring you this wonderful Premier League viewing party. I've seen a few people going to grab a few drinks and stuff to eat. That's wonderful. Please keep doing that. Now the people at 957 Daiquiri Bar, they are giving you a special. It's 100 CDs for the loaded fries, right? 10 CDs off all daiquiris and 20 CDs off all burgers. So that's something wonderful for you to enjoy today.
Well, that's half time here. Let's get some quick reactions there from me. There's Kobe Perry there, and as you can see, United with as many touches across the length and breadth of the pitch, but nothing for them to smile about. Kobe Perry takes over until we get back at commentary position for second half.
All right, definitely getting to some United fans. Obviously, your general overview of the first half.
So, to begin with, this Arsenal goal. Let me put it on record. That goal was a foul. That was a foul by India. But in any case, how do you rank as one of the teams to have conceded the most goals from set pieces and come back and concede from that same situation? What's
well, that's the United problem, man.
And another problem from the United point of view. Look, Arsenal hasn't been that much
impressive
in open play. Gyökeres has been a passenger. He reminds me.
I heard you say Lukaku at Chelsea.
Oh yes, Lukaku at Chelsea. That same vibe. And somebody said Murata. Look at that. Same vibe. You look at the heat map, the touch map.
Obviously,
there was absolutely nothing
around
close
the 18.
Not even close to the penalty spot. Zero. That means United have to bring in a striker, whether it is Sesko, whether it is Sexy, whoever. On the part of Arsenal, fine, you got a goal from set piece. That's your strength. But they need to quicken up the tempo. They are not putting the United defense under that much pressure.
I think in the banter, with regards to the midfield banter, United won on that one.
Yes.
And I'm surprised because we are playing a midfield of Bruno, Casemiro, against Zubimendi.
I'm not really surprised. I'm not really surprised because I knew that Zubimendi defensively would be suspect. I thought Arsenal would probably start Norgard with what's his name? Declan Rice. That's who I thought would start for Arsenal. And that could worry them long term.
All right,
so,
sure.
For the second half, for United, bring in Sesko or bring in the number 9. For Arsenal, quicken up the tempo. Because in open play, United aren't being threatened from open play.
All right, thank you very much. Getting to United fans. No. Arsenal fans. Hello. Kindly, your thoughts on the first half. Just your thoughts. You are wearing an Arsenal cap. Obviously an Arsenal fan, right? All right. Okay, so I'm seeing Tottenham fan. What are your thoughts on the first half?
I haven't been impressed by Mbuemo. You know, normally when a new signing has to impress, especially the home fans in the first game, he hasn't been up to task. His awareness is just, he's just occupying space.
Okay, yeah.
He's not good with the crossing. He's not good with the setting the ball for his teammates. He's just been poor in this first half. I'm hoping that in the second half, he turns up.
All right. What about on the Arsenal front?
We don't comment on Arsenal.
You don't? Oh, okay. Oh, I like that one. The Tottenham fans says we don't comment on Arsenal. Yeah, we don't comment on us now. What are your general thoughts on the first half as a United fan?
Yeah, I think the first half United did better.
All right.
Yeah, but they are just missing the target.
The final ball, right?
The target man. I think if Sesko was to be in the game, at least
All right.
2 goals.
So you also adapted the narrative that there should be a striker in the
There
game.
should be a target man.
Mason Mount as a false nine is not working.
Mason Mount should just go out of the game because he's
Okay.
not producing anything. I think that coach will say he likes how he presses.
Yes, the press.
No, the thing is about the goal.
All right, not the press.
Yeah, so just bring Sesko. Then maybe you take Casemiro out. You bring Menu
All right.
into the game.
You want to copy Menu in this game?
Menu should be in the game.
All right, sure. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Hello. Any thoughts on the first half, sir? Thoughts on the first half?
Oh, I think Manchester United is playing quite well,
Okay.
and I think the second half is going to expose Arsenal's weakness.
Sure.
Through and through, I think United has dominated the match.
Yes.
Arsenal hasn't played like the Arsenal we know.
Okay.
It's not been structured. And
What do you think what do you think is wrong with the Arsenal setup in this particular game?
well, importantly, I think the lack of Thomas Partey is a big
Okay.
issue
You think
in Arsenal.
you think they are missing Partey already?
Yeah. I think
Wow.
it was like the calming of the game and Odegaard's flexibility is
Yes, it's not really compatible.
yeah, so I think
Wow.
that's affecting the game. But then United has to take advantage. I think Kuna is not taking like very clinical shots when
All
he
right,
takes
all right.
chances. And Mbuemo is not adapting well enough.
All right, sure.
So I think maybe in the second half, if they have quite a fine line, they,
All right.
they
All right.
can
Do
see through.
you think they should introduce a striker into this particular Manchester United setup? Are you also over the belief?
Yeah, totally. Because like the whole idea of having what's this guy? This
Benjamin Sesko
No, not
or
about Sesko.
Zexi.
Yeah, like bring in Zexi or something. This Chelsea guy, what's his name? No, the Chelsea guy in front of United now.
In front of United, Chelsea guy, Mason Mount.
Mount as a striker is like a wash idea.
Yes,
Let's find a
Well,
replacement.
unfortunately. All right, so introduction of Benjamin Sesko in the first half or in the second half is all what the Manchester United fans are calling for. Sir, please, what have been your thoughts? Obviously, wearing a United jersey. Thoughts of the first half?
Been the best team, but it's just one mistake that they make.
What's the mistake?
The goalkeeper error.
The goalkeeping error.
yes.
You thought that was an error from Ben Yedder?
Yes.
How?
You should have punched the ball.
I think he was fouled. I think Ben Yedder was fouled as well.
But still, you should have done better.
Okay, you mean he could have done better? He should have gone for the air ball and just clear it.
Yes.
All right,
And
sure.
when we have been the better
Sure,
team, we
sure.
just need a striker.
Obviously, sir.
We need to bring Sesko.
I understand you said. All right. Thank you very much. Let me get to the Arsenal fans. Hello, sir. Your thoughts on the first half. Give us your thoughts on the first half. So, the general narrative has been that Manchester United was more impressive, but you got the goal. What do you think? Oh, just give me your thoughts.
Manchester United are playing better than
Do you think that Arsenal will win this particular game?
No.
You don't think Arsenal will win the game? Wow.
Play, we are not winning.
All right. So an Arsenal fan saying he doesn't think Arsenal can win this game by the way they are playing. We are handing over to Kelvin Owusu and Nathan Kwao to take up with the second over.
Well, getting ready for second half action, and it's already begun with Manchester United restarting play in the second half at the Old Trafford. The scores remain unchanged for Manchester United. They still have Bayern imposed. There is Luke Shaw, the late, and then Lenny Euro in defense. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Dogu, also Diogo Dalot on the extreme right-hand side. And Mbuemo, and then Mason Mount playing right behind Matheus Cunha, who is leading the attack for Arsenal. There is David Raya imposed at right back. They have Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes in central defense, Ricardo Calafiori, the goal scorer, at left back, and then Arsenal with an opportunity to attack now. Declan Rice, he feeds off Gyökeres inside the penalty area. Is he going to go for the strike himself? Decides to find Declan Rice, but he sent the ball away back to Arsenal's lineup in midfield. There is Zubimendi. There is Declan Rice, and then Martin Odegaard, the captain, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, spread wide with Victor Gyökeres, the Sweden international, who is leading the attack. Nathan, second half action, what would you be expecting for from Manchester United, especially, they are down and they would have to peg themselves back into the game.
Well, they will have to be a bit more urgent. They will have to try and get players in good positions. I don't know what the instructions to Cunha especially will be. United are lacking bodies in the area. And so somebody has to be there whenever the ball goes wide or whenever a move is building up so they can try and find something. For Arsenal, I guess it will be a matter of just staying stable, just staying firm, stay in control, not concede an equalizer, but most importantly, be there or thereabout to take advantage of anything Man United are likely to give them in terms of errors, mistakes, giveaways, and all of that. It won't be a straightforward second half, but I get the feeling once United get to the point of desperation, that is where Arsenal could take advantage and cause some problems. So second half just started. Let's just see what the next 15 to 20 minutes will give us.
Second half just started. We'll wait to see. Just 2 minutes played. Ball back to David Raya from Gabriel. Sent in a long one with his left foot. Looking for Gyökeres. Delayed. Very good. Cover there. Waits possession and eventually gets a foul for that push from the Swede forward. He's going to brush his hair.
Yeah, I think that Gyökeres has found it very difficult playing against the elite. And in games like this, when you come up against a manager who knows you very well, a manager who's played with you for a couple of seasons, he knows how to get his team to find a strategy to contain you, and that's what Amorim has done in this game. I think that Gyökeres would come good in the course of the season, but this is one game that, because of the knowledge Amorim has on him, he's been able to get the boys to do a job on him. But he'll come good in the course of the season.
Striker who should go dressing room or brush duty. That's how we park so. Some of these players. 3 minutes into the game, Manchester United, their last one. Casemiro with a crossfield delivery picked up by Dogu. Very good control. Bukayo Saka approaches him, but he gets the ball back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, the left-hand side, finds Dogu again. Quick ball back to Luke Shaw. And he's sending the delivery. A cut back, it drops to Bruno Fernandes. And Arsenal with very good defensive work. And Bruno hits it once again. It's going to be a goal kick. Goal kick for Arsenal after that. Pressure was rather Mason Mount on that return. Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard having a chit-chat, looking forward to getting back onto the pitch. And I can see Gilbert Hens on the bench.
Gabi Heinze, yes, yeah. He's part of the Arsenal setup these days. You know, he's engaging himself post-football. So it's nice to see Gabi Heinze there.
Well, game continues. Bukayo Saka with a quick pass, trying to find Martin Odegaard. Odegaard not with the very best of returns. And United will quickly steal the ball away. It's going to be a throw-in against Arsenal. Odegaard looks extremely casual, Leko.
Well, that's part of the criticism he receives from his critics, right? But I believe that he wants to have control first before he goes explosive, because he's the metronome of the Arsenal team. He cannot afford to have, a hothead like Gyökeres is having. But he should be clinical or efficient in what he does. That's all the Arsenal hierarchy would want from him.
A long ball into midfield. Arsenal win possession by United. Trying to steal it back. The scrap picked up by Declan Rice. Inside the center circle, Ricardo Calafiori was trying to find. And Martin Odegaard looking for that touch. Victor Gyökeres, not the very best of passes. Still difficult for Arsenal to thread balls through for their main man.
And because they want to do the threading, so far it's not living up to the billing. But Odegaard, I believe, has been a bit too square in the past couple of, games for himself. That's why he gets the flag. But some competition for Odegaard, probably in Eze, can really push him out, because we've seen what this guy is doing after Victor Gyökeres came in. So yeah, he needs competition.
Needing competition. Yes, Raymond.
Someone didn't play Ide Adam to your team.
He says Arsenal need him, but the transfer window isn't over.
Eze will stay at Crystal Palace.
Okay, Eze is going to stay at Crystal Palace according to Raymond Nyamada. Quick ball there from Casemiro down the right-hand side. Can he be kept in play? Very brilliant control there from Dalo. He finds Buamu. Looking forward to getting a pass, but all the channels have been blocked. He has to bring the ball back. He finds delay to Lenny Euro. Euro with a return. Lenny Euro goes in with a short pass, trying to find his man. He does well, but Casemiro gives the ball away. Arsenal on the counter. Victor Gyökeres picks up on that one. He has the late to face. Gyökeres is going to go for one himself. Gyökeres. And the swing eventually commits a free kick.
It's just a comedy of errors all over. Dimero trying to be cute and cheeky there. Then he gives the ball away. And then Gyökeres lost his feet there. It's one of those things. It's just one of
those things. But Eko, you can't blame him too much. It's not one player you'd expect to have the quick feet.
Well, he was warned, right, that the pace and the energy that will be required of him in the Premier League is beyond what the Portuguese league he has seen over there. And to be baptized in the Premier League at Old Trafford, you know, it's not a mean thing. So I would not really criticize him that much. This is a very tough game for him. But as Raymond said, he would definitely feel into the league and be able to, prove his mettle.
United give the ball away. Victor Gyökeres, very clever pass there, trying to find Martin Odegaard. But United will clear the alliance. Gabriel finds Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori with a long ball, but he's clearly giving it away. Bruno Fernandes brings it down under control. He finds Cunha. Cunha back to Bruno. Bruno finds Mbeumo on the right-hand side. Gets the ball inside the penalty area. Gabriel hits one, and Bruno went in with a sliding tackle. That was needless from Bruno.
Well, that was quite an unfortunate tackle. I think that Bruno Fernandes clearly was trying to recover that ball. The player went over him, and you could hear him tell the referee that he jumped over me. I don't think that should be a yellow card because he was just trying to, I don't think it was anything cynical from Bruno Fernandes. But if he gets a yellow card, well, that would be fair because that could be seen as dangerous play.
Ray, I personally struggle to understand why in those situations attacking players are very eager to slide. What's the point? Stay on your feet. The defender could misplace the ball. He could mess up his feet. You could take, but this sliding in business, it's my imagination.
Well, Arsenal on the offensive now, ball in midfield. Zubimendi, buddy. Declan Rice commits a foul. It's going to be a free kick against him. A foul on Casemiro, who seems to be in pain, but clearly he's going to pick himself up. We know him too well. And that is Casemiro there. What was it that?
I don't even know which part of the body got hit. I don't know.
Please consider his age.
Footballers and theatrics.
Footballers. Oh no.
54 minutes played, 9 minutes inside the second half. Amad Diallo getting ready to come on for Manchester United. Luke Shaw with the ball, but he hits it directly against Bukayo Saka. But for Arsenal, Bukayo Saka has been very much limited by Manchester United.
Exactly, and it tells you that Luke Shaw and Dogu really rehearsed something about Saka because all eyes will go on to Gyökeres. That is where Martinelli and Saka were expected to be free, but Dogu and Shaw must be given the credit for that.
Well, substitution being made, Diallo going off, and then Amad Diallo coming on. Nathan, what does this do for Manchester United defensively and attacking-wise?
Well, Amorim now wants to dial it up a little. He wants to have some more threat down the right-hand side. He wants to have an additional threat there. Diallo has held the width well, but he really hasn't given a lot. And so Ahmad has been thrown on to see what he can do. There's always a debate as to what Ahmad can do. Should he play as part of the number 10 squad or he should play as a wing back? We will have to wait and see what exactly happens. But Man United with an opportunity here.
Game continues. Simon Hooper is not ready to whistle for a foul. Ricardo Calafiori gets the ball to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard invites Ben White, but it was caught between himself and Bukayo Saka. And Luke Shaw wins possession. William Saliba very strong on the ball. Matheus Cunha stays. And William Saliba, very strong. Cunha still in possession. And it's going to be a foul there against William Saliba. And Cunha very much happy to win possession. 55 minutes played, 10 minutes inside the second hour. Approaching the 11th minute. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. That was a quick ball. Look at that run. And it was Gabriel. That should have been a foul for Arsenal.
Well, upon second review, it looks like his arm was held and he was hurled onto the ground. So that's what. But you always have to play to the whistle. I was wondering what Zubimendi and Odegaard were talking about when the referee's whistle was still not blown.
Well, you say free kick for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes just behind the ball is going to be an in-swinger from the left-hand side with his right. Waiting to see what will come up. And he goes directly, and David Raya punches it away. And you can see some United players inside the penalty area. Injured Simon Hooper not ready to whistle for any free kick. Invites Dogu into play. Dogu, very poor pass there from him. But he finds Mbeumo. Mbeumo once again goes to Patrick Dogu. Dogu, no space for him. He finds Mbeumo. Mbeumo close by. Escuña comes out of the attacking zone to pick up that pass. Dogu with the delivery, the heavy one. And that is going to be a goal kick. Ball wasted there. Eustace Niakwe, second half has been, not, enough we've seen from the two teams. But what do you expect from the next, 40, 3 minutes that will be played?
Well, Calvin, looking at what's happened in the last hour or so, I would tell you that I'm convinced that both of these teams are far from the finished product. Very, very lackluster indeed. If you compare to what Man City served us yesterday, what we've seen Liverpool do, I think they are far off the pace. It doesn't look like any of these two teams are in the shape or right mental frame to win the league. Very, very lackluster at best, and they are a long way off.
Early days, wait to see. There's just the opening round of the season, 37 more games, and the ball passed to by in there. He manages to keep it in place, sends in a long one into the half of Arsenal. Ricardo Calafiori gets better, wins possession, ball drops to Zubimendi. He sends a long one to goalkeeper David Raya. Raya brings it down under control inside his penalty area. Looks at the direction. That's a very good pass. He finds Martin Odegaard looking for the run of Bukayo Saka. Saka with a quick ball. Saka down the right side. He's been pushed down. But referee Simon Hooper says nothing to him. Match is delayed, hitting him down, but referee says game should continue. Arsenal still leading by goal to the United. Casemiro. Express play across the right-hand side and it's picked up by Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo, he has Ahmad running into very good space. Ahmad waiting for that pass, but that pass has been sent right onto the foot of David Raya, who will be happy to pick it up. United clearly having that intent. And Arsenal preparing Noni Madueke.
Yeah.
If you can hear the shout of Sport T106.1 FM. Live from 957 Daiquiri Bar. As Noni Madueke gets ready to come on. Bukayo Saka on the ball. Saka trying to have a quick ball inside the penalty area. Bukayo Saka ball drops in there. Control Declan Rice with an opportunity. He strikes it, but that was too heavy. And it goes wide, not even close on target.
It was a good. It ultimately fell to Declan Rice, and you always imagine that when he gets on the ball, he can make something happen. But the shot was wide. The shot was wide there. But Arsenal, you can begin to see that they are beginning to pop up. They are beginning to find spaces. Look at the sequence that led there. Bukayo Saka free down the right. So you can tell that a few gaps are beginning to emerge. Arsenal will have to be a bit more. We'll have to be more aware of those spaces and then take advantage of that. They've made the changes. Martinelli is going off. Noni Madueke is coming on. Kai Havertz is coming on. Victor Gyökeres is off. So I think Arteta is seeing what's happening. He wants to react. He still wants to get us where they can still be a threat going. We know what Havertz can do. Let's see what Noni Madueke can offer Arsenal from.
He thinks what different dimension is Arteta bringing with these substitutions?
Well, I think he's reverting to what he did primarily last season. Going to play Havertz in that false nine role because Victor Gyökeres has offered them nothing in attack. I mean, let's be fair about it. He hasn't had those cutting-edge chances, and I don't know whether it's down to the team not playing to fit him as an arrowhead. I think he'll need a lot of time to integrate into this team, Kelvin.
Well, and Kai Havertz already starting with his high press, a long ball, trying to find Amad Diallo. Cleverly bring it down under control inside central midfield. Diallo sent in a long one down the left-hand side. He finds Dogu. Dogu looking for that return pass, but he's been blocked there by Bukayo Saka. Throwing quickly effected. He finds Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw comes in central. Casemiro just on the halfway line. A twist and a turn from the Brazilian. Shaw offers him that outlet. Relieves him. Finds Dogu. Dogu gets in central. Trying to get the ball back to Cunha. Cunha gets it. But clever touch there from Arsenal. Martin Odegaard trying to win possession. His pass has been blocked and he's been picked up by Lenny Yoro on the right hand side. The French defender goes wide. He finds Mbuemo to Amad Diallo. Mbuemo trying to stay on the ball. He's been pushed down. Referee whistles for a foul. How different is this from the Bukayo Saka incident?
I wonder how that one wasn't given. Delic comes in, clearly shoves his man to the floor. I was expecting the whistle to go for a free kick and it didn't go. I found that really strange. But the ref is giving this one. I don't know why, but that was a foul. That should have been a foul.
Free kick quickly taking 62 minutes approaching and it's still Manchester United no last no one. Luke Shaw gets the ball to Mason Mount. Mount close by is Casemiro. Mount picks up the return, waiting to find that option. He goes into Dogu. Dogu in an advanced position. Cunha and Noni Madueke wins possession. He's been brought down. Kai Havertz out to his marker. He has Declan Rice running into a very good space. Kai Havertz. But Manchester United will quickly draw back and win possession. But he's still with Kai Havertz. He's been brought down, but United win possession, and that is very there from Kai Havertz. And Manchester United will win possession once again. Martin Odegaard doing the high press, trying to win possession. Goes back to Binde. Binde gets to Lenny Yoro. Yoro has pressure from Martin Odegaard. And he's been forced to go to Amad Diallo. Diallo back to Binde. Binde has pressure coming in from Martin Odegaard. And he's been sent the long ball looking for the round of Dogu. Is going to be a throw-in against Manchester United. Dogu with that ball. And Ugarte getting ready to come on. As well as Benjamin Šeško. Manchester United waiting for their target man. Arsenal have their target man off. And a quick pass there from Martin Odegaard down the right hand side. Bukayo Saka. Saka picks it up. He has Luke Shaw to face. Bukayo Saka. Saka goes to his right hand side. He comes in across the face of goal. But ball quickly won there by Manchester United. Dogu. He finds Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes goes into Luke Shaw. Shaw finds Dogu. Dogu not with the very best of touches, but he's been kept there by Cunha. And he finds Mason Mount, Ricardo Calafiori, and he quickly finds his goalkeeper, David Raya, who throws it down quickly to Declan Rice. Rice spreads the ball down to the left-hand side. He finds Noni Madueke, close by Declan Rice. Back to Madueke. Madueke comes in central. Zubimendi spreads it to his right-hand side, just in midfield. And it's Ben White to Bukayo Saka. Saka has Dogu to face. Bukayo Saka comes in central. And Martin Odegaard will take all the time in the world. Gets the ball back to Saka. Saka trying to go in central. He finds Kai Havertz. Havertz spreads the game down the right hand side and finds Noni Madueke. Madueke to Declan Rice. Goes in with a low drive. But he's been blocked there by Delete. It's going to be a throw-in. Substitutions now. Manchester United, Benjamin Šeško, and then Manu Ugarte coming on. Casemiro going on for Ugarte. Šeško coming on for Mason Mount.
I think that United, they needed to make these changes. And they've made the changes. You want to go down on opening day. That's what you want to do. Throw on what you have and see what you can salvage. 65 minutes played, about 25 minutes left. Let us see what this will mean for Manchester United. Any manager in this situation will clearly want to do this. Throw more attacking threat on and see what you can find.
And I'm excited particularly about the talent coming into the Premier League. You have Gyökeres versus Sesko, and then they are playing out. You have Ekitike over there in Liverpool.
Some of the teams have wonderful players. Tijani Reinders, for example.
Yeah.
So it's just fun seeing all these quality players in the Premier League. It's wonderful.
Kai Havertz has been bundled down, but Ahmad follows and he brings his man down, but referee not interested in any of that. There's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United. Raymond, you were calling for Šeško, a focal point for United. He's on now. How do they vary their game?
Well, I think that it's going to be more of the same from Manchester United. Just get the balls into the box, and you expect him to use his physicality to bully Saliba and the likes in there. He's very good in the air, he's very good on the ground, he's very good with his back to goal. So just get the balls in there, and he'll figure out what to do. And so I think that Gyökeres, Sesko coming in clearly offers United a different dimension in this game. And Arsenal should be worried because he's a striker who can get the ball at the back of the net with the least chance. Any half chance, you can expect him to deliver for you. So good substitution in there. I think that Casemiro was tired. He was getting tired in the course of the game. Ugarte comes in with fresh legs, offering United a bit of bite in that middle of the park. So we'll see how things pan out. I think Arsenal also came in with their own changes. We are still yet to see what Noni Madueke does in the game. But there's still a lot of space on that right-hand side of the United defense that Amorim has to figure out. Otherwise, Arsenal could exploit that hole there.
Well, United will need to keep it tight. William Saliba will clear his lines anywhere will do now. And Arsenal, that is a bundle into Kai Havertz. He's clearly not happy with that from Lenny Euro. Again continues Matthias De Ligt. He gets the ball to Ugarte. Ugarte back to De Ligt. De Ligt finds Euro. Comes across the halfway line. Noni Madueke helps to win possession. Declan Rice makes that steal. Madueke trying to keep that ball in play. He does well. Just on the halfway line. But Amad Diallo steals the ball away. Martin Odegaard trying to get in there. Brian Mbeumo down the right hand side looking for the run of Amad Diallo. Mbeumo, he finds Amad Diallo trying to run inside the penalty area. And a cut back there. And it's no way the referee is going to take that. But that could have easily been a penalty. We'll wait to see if the VAR is going to take that. But until then, game continues. But Nathan, if you play the ball onto your own hand, from your own body onto your own body.
Yeah, I think if you remember the rules correctly, in those situations the handball is not penalized.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I don't know why Manchester United fans are fighting for penalty, including Eustace Niagwe. Game continues. 67 minutes played. Manchester United nil. Arsenal 1. Ball down the left hand side. Matheus Cunha gets inside the penalty area. Dogu, but William Saliba does the check and brings Arsenal out of that danger zone. Noni Madueke has been brought down this time around. Hooper whistles for a foul and is going to be in favor of Arsenal. Tempo can be calm now.
Exactly, and at this stage you see that United who are chasing the game more, and they have that marquee signing right in the middle of the attack, and they're always looking for him. But these are the moments Manchester United would have to be careful, because when there is a counter-attack with Noni Madueke looking to make an impression for the Arsenal fans who thought he should have been the second option after Eze, Man United would have to be careful.
Man United have to be careful. A long ball looking for the run of Noni Madueke, but he decides not to pick it up because he felt he was in an offside position. Benjamin Šeško has been on for a couple of minutes. He hasn't had any of that. And a quick ball down to the right-hand side. Lenny Euro has pressure there from Kai Havertz. Finds Solis in by in there. Sent in a long one onto the right-hand side. Clever touch there from Cunha. He gets past Ben White. Ben White trying to fight him off. Matheus Cunha fighting Mbeumo inside the penalty area. Can this be the equalizer for Manchester United? But Arsenal will clear their lines. Ricardo Calafiori with a long one. But United still in possession of the ball down the right-hand side. Bruno Fernandes with the ball inside the penalty area. And Brian Mbeumo acrobatically trying to find the equalizer. United gradually walking themselves into the game.
It looks like the initial respect both teams were showing each other has fizzled out. And United is throwing everything at Arsenal. And Arsenal are scampering to ensure that they do not concede. But that is the team that had a very solid defensive line last season and would really be a tough one to crack. But United have what it takes to crack it. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Ball wasted there, but Mbeumo was trying something different. If you ask for any team that has won their opener more times in the Premier League, it is Manchester United. 22 times. They've also been having the best win rate on match day 1 than any other side, 67%. And Cunha clearly not happy with Ben White. And he's being told by Martin Odegaard to just walk away, but his Brazilian brother Gabriel tells him, just go away. Now, looking at this, Arsenal still struggling to have very good control of the game. Would you say that Thomas Partey is missed and Arsenal cannot replace the guy?
Of course. As much as Arsenal fans would not want to admit this, with Partey in this game, they would have had a bit more stability.
Yeah.
The fluidity is pivotal. Everything that Arsenal does evolves around him. They don't have that kind of midfield presence physically. So even though they are trying to move on from Thomas Partey, you have to admit that they do miss him. What he brought to this team was absolutely irreplaceable for the last 3 years. It's going to be difficult to move on, and I think that's one of the areas where Mikel Arteta probably misjudged, because getting a striker on, imagine Thomas Partey as part of the spine of this team.
Yeah.
Gyökeres would have had it very, very easy.
But
then again, Zubimendi brings you a different dimension of a holding midfielder. Yes, Christian Norgard as well. So he will have to sort Gyökeres out while sorting the holding midfield out as well.
Well, substitution for Arsenal, Julian Timber comes on to replace Ben White, and Miles Lewis Kelly also comes on to replace Ricardo Calafiori, who's already on a yellow card.
Yeah.
The man whose goal is separating the two sides. What is Arteta trying to do with these two men on?
So, one, you have fresher legs to man those full-back positions. But I guess more importantly, what those changes give Arsenal is that they give them a new breath. These full-backs are really good on the offensive. And with United throwing men on, United trying to take more risks to get back into the game, there are opportunities, especially on the counter. You can tell that of all the players on the pitch, Noni Madueke, in an attacking sense, is like the most rapid. There's still Bukayo Saka, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But these two fullbacks are really, really solid, really, really good, and they can give Man United problems on the break. So Mikel Arteta trying to be in this game and give his team a lot more options. This is what I'm talking about.
Julian Timber with the ball down the right hand side.
There. Solid, very, very, very solid on the attack.
The game continues in there. Patrick Dogu making a very good cover. 72 minutes played. Manchester United 0. Arsenal 1. United have a little over 17 minutes to grab the equalizer.
This is Sporty FM.
Across the whole of the 38-week season in the 2024-2025 campaign, Manchester United failed to win back-to-back games. If they win this game, then it means for the first time in 39 games, they've managed to win games back-to-back. Because they beat Aston Villa on the final day last season. Game continues. Arsenal win possession in midfield. Martin Odegaard, clever touch from him, but very good cover from Ugarte. He finds the late, who gets the ball to Cunha. Declan Rice trying to halt his run. He gets the ball on the left-hand side to Dogu. Delivery side, penalty area. David Ryan, Buemo's header, parried away. And United still in possession. Ball drops to Bruno Fernandes inside the penalty area. What is he trying to do? Šeško with a header, but it goes across the face of goal. And a goal kick. Brilliant, fantastic save there from David Raya. Once again, his reflexes saving Arsenal.
Say what you say about Raya, but he's always the man there to do some of these things. Brilliant save. Brilliant. Look, you can criticize Raya all you want, but in such situations, he will be there. He will find a hand, he will take the ball out, and he will give Arsenal a life an extra life in this game.
An extra life. Game continues in there. Julian Timber gets onto the back of his man, Dogu. But why is Simon Hooper giving these free kicks? We saw same with Kai Havertz. He never gave them. It looks like it's an unbalanced officiating.
I have resolved to say that there are some guilt edge, infringements that will go away. There are some that will not go your way.
Get up and go. Up with a 61% possession for Manchester United, 39 for Arsenal. 15 attempts from United, 7 from Arsenal, but Arsenal in the lead. Ugarte gets all the ball back into the penalty area. He finds Binder looking forward to setting up United on another attack. Sending a long one, looking for Šeško, but he's going to commit a foul there on Gabriel, and Arsenal can afford another breather for some 15 seconds or more. William Saliba, Gabriel have been very, very difficult to beat defensively in the Premier League in the past 2 seasons. Zubimendi elects himself for the free kick. Sent in a quick pass down the right-hand side to Saliba. Saliba back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi weighing his options. He's been forced to get the ball back to Saliba. Saliba finds his goalkeeper David Raya. Raya press it down the edge of the penalty area to Julian Timber. Timber weighing his options. Sent in the long one looking for Kai Havertz. Havertz trying to bring the ball down under control. Ugarte pushes Martin Odegaard, but referee allows play to continue over the halfway line. And it's Cunha. Kai Havertz dropping deep inside the penalty area to help, and Julian Timber will win possession. Bukayo Saka. And there's a quick ball out from Saliba. Leaves the ball to his captain, Martin Odegaard. Kai Havertz wins possession. Leaves it for Julian Timber. Timber is going to be a throw-in against Manchester United. It looks like United haven't made good use of Šeško ever since he came on.
A few changes on the pitch won't give you instant results. Definitely, he's just come on. He's He's not in tune with the team yet. But I mean, Kelvin, if you give Sesko enough time, listen, Victor Gyökeres played for 1 hour, over an hour. He still didn't gel with the Arsenal team. So Ben Sesko will thrive. You need to give him time. He's just come on for what, 20-25 minutes? And he's even going to probably score before the game ends.
You don't need... Yes, so I've been told he's been on 11 minutes, not a single supply to
Victor
him.
Gyökeres was on for how long?
We supplied him, gentlemen. We supplied him. Game continues, 76 minutes, approaching the 77th minute. You can join us here. We have a little over 15 minutes, but yes, it's going to be fun. Just join us. Let's have a good time. Game continues down the right-hand side. United, Amad Diallo. He has Noni Madueke to be out with him. Get the better. Goes in with a low drive, but too feeble. And David Raya was very much aware of the danger. Benjamin Sesko. And David Raya sent in a long one, looking for the run of Kai Havertz. Havertz brings the ball down under control. But Lenny Euro gets in there and wins possession. He gets to Luke Shaw. First the ball to delete. On the right-hand side, he finds Bruno Fernandes. Tiptoes. And Luke Shaw trying to prevent his man, Bukayo Saka, from stealing the ball away. Ugarte. Delete. Mbuemo. Padogu. It's rather Lenny Euro. Amad Diallo. Back to the French centre-back. Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United taking all the time in the world to find an option to send the ball through. Mbuemo. Back to Lenny Euro. And it's Amad Diallo getting the better of Noni Madueke. Amad Diallo with a cut backside the penalty area. Sesko, but Arsenal will clear their line outside the penalty area. And it's Cunha. He finds Luke Shaw with the delivery, and David Raya will pick it up with ease. Simon Hooper said, game should continue. Mark Lewis Kelly prevented Amad Diallo from getting past him. But the ball has been wasted there by Declan Rice, trying to win possession. Noni Madueke. Is Madueke defensively a liability for Arsenal?
He's got a lot of work to do defensively because the ease with which Diallo goes past him. Diallo doesn't need a second marker.
And Arsenal with very good defensive work. Gabriel will send in a long one, will clear his line. Ball drops to matches delete inside the center circle. He finds Ugarte. Join us here at ANT Corner 957 Daiquiri Bar. Come and enjoy some good stuff, some fries on the Boundary Road. We are here at Sport 106.1. It's the opening weekend of the 2025-2026 Premier League. 10 more minutes for United to equalize.
And Kelvin, it's not only 957. We are also supported by ANC Corner themselves, Sweet Top Bites, and then Big Slice and Heritage.
Yes, just get here. Everything you need. It's a Sunday. Come, let's relax. What was Ahmad trying to do? Is this?
I don't even get it.
He was trying to sneak to the far post. But Captain Fantastic is here.
And Luke Shaw has been taken off. And Harry Maguire comes on with this t-shirt. What do you think? You know, the coach is trying to do. He needs to go, but he's brought on a centre back for a left back.
Well, we know what Harry Maguire can do when, you know, the dying embers of the game come in. His headers and his goal last season in the Europa League, you know, showed that Maguire can lead at least from the back. When he gets the opportunity in the box, he can be dangerous.
Well, that is the decoy centre forward. Manchester United, they have a centre forward, but they brought another man on. Kai Havertz with the ball now, looking for the route. Where the spark is going to be a foul. Harry Maguire
takes one for the team.
And it's going to be a free kick against Manchester United. Is Hooper not going to give him a yellow card for that?
I don't know why he didn't give him that. I mean, that's a foul. I think that's a yellow card. If I'm handling this, I'm giving him a yellow card.
Well, we're waiting for
all of this is from Manu Ugate's bad decision. Bad decision. And for a lot of people, this is why they don't think Manu Ugarte is good enough to start games at Man United. He's just not comfortable on the ball. He's not assuring enough. And that's why some people love the pursuit of either Carlos Baleba or Adam Wharton or any of those players that have been mentioned.
Yeah, he says.
Well, this is going to be really tight because Ugarte will give you good days, but is he consistent enough? Errors like this will cost the team. And in a split second, it just puts the whole team under pressure. Harry Maguire has to take this, and normally this is a yellow card, but I think he just came onto the pitch. This is his first offense. And
the inconsistencies from Simon Hooper is too much.
Well, a bit inconsistent, I'd agree.
Yeah.
But
how is this different from the Calafiori one?
Well,
it's not different.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Free kick for Arsenal, 81 minutes, Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard. But it looks like United are stealing yards. And Hooper tells Arsenal, just make sure that you are a meter away from the active human wall. But wait to see what United will do. Arsenal with it. Declan Rice goes in close by, and it's going to be a corner kick because the human wall did exactly what they had to do. It was Dogu. Raymond, final 8 minutes. Do you see United get to the equalizer?
Well, it's looking increasingly difficult because United have had some very good chances. Raya has been exceptional. Sometimes when the story goes like this, you just know that United will struggle to get a goal. I've not seen Sesko in the game ever since he came on, and you would struggle to see where United are going to get a goal from. Arsenal look very much like the team that could get the second, and United haven't played well. They've played well in this game, but they haven't really been clinical enough. They haven't been really taking their chances. They haven't picked their moments in this game, and I think that it's looking increasingly difficult to see a United goal in this one.
Corner kick for Arsenal and substitution. Declan Rice goes off, and Mikel Merino comes on. Arsenal having lots of threat for this corner kick. Bukayo Saka, an in-swinger from the right-hand side. And that is very heavy. Can they keep it in play? They do keep it in play. But Julian Timber commits a free kick, and referee Simon Hooper whistles for a foul there against the Netherlands international. Very much questionable, but game continues. Free kick for Manchester United on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Bayern there elects himself. He's going to send a long one in. Tells his men, just move up. Ruben Amorim has taken over taking off the jacket. The coach cannot continue. His game continues. Delayed to the clearance, but not too far. Kai Havertz trying to get the ball for Arsenal. Delayed. And Manchester United, Abad Diallo, Noni Madueke trying so hard to prevent it. Matheus Cunha. Back to Ugarte. Ugate's press play down the right-hand side. Mbuemo. Waiting for the run of delete. Mbuemo goes in short, and he fights Cunha inside the penalty area, but Zubimendi helps to clear. Dogu, the clearance, and Martin Odegaard will try his best to send that ball away. Maguire with his head fine to Ugarte. Ugarte close by is delayed. Back to Ugarte. Ugarte to Harry Maguire. Maguire to Lenny Yoro. And Lenny with Bukayo Saka trying to keep play, but Saka steals the ball away. He finds Julian Timber. Timber strong on the ball. Let's twist an attempt from the Netherlands international. And he's been brought down. It's going to be a yellow card against Patrick Dogu. Very good defensive work there from Julian Timber. And it's going to be a yellow card for Dogu. He's played well. Echo, it's been, Nathan, it's been quite good for Arsenal. They tried to keep the tempo of the game to suit them.
Yeah, I mean, remember what I said when the changes were made. Arsenal, even before that, it was impressive Arsenal would get on the ball, stay calm and control the tempo, and force United to do what it is they didn't want to do. But if you have quality like Julian Timber on the ball, strong, determined, driven, these are the opportunities you get. He can't hold it, and now he's won a free kick for Arsenal to cool things off and to hand the ball back to Arsenal.
Manchester United fans, sorry. Please, my timer, how many minutes since Sesko came on? He hasn't still been given the supply. People are making noise. 4 more minutes for the game to end. Buying any additional minutes, Madueke looking for that pass. Martin Odegaard, not the very best. And the clearance will come from Delay. Throwing for Arsenal. Zubimendi. David Raya has been given a yellow card. 20 minutes. Sesko has been on for 20 minutes. Echo. Did I lie? No supply to that striker.
No, I think we should cut him. Let's cut him some slack because we know his quality. And it was even your coach, Arteta, who was looking for him So let's cut him some slack. But United brought in Ahmad, and I thought probably he will be sent to the left-hand side to send in crosses. Šeško is taller than Gabriel Magalhaes. He's taller than Saliba, and they are not using that advantage.
Well, the fact that you are taller than someone doesn't mean that aerially you are going to win tassels. Go and ask Cannavaro and Thierry Henry, 2006 World Cup. Henry didn't get any touch to the ball. So you people, you make noise. Your striker won't score. 4 more minutes for the game to end. United still looking for the equalizer. Ricardo Calafiori's goal separating the two teams. Bounce Lewis Kelly. It was rather Noni Madueke trying to touch the ball away. Throwing quickly effected. Bruno Fernandes finds, delete, goes all the way back to his captain, Bruno Fernandes. Harry Maguire on the ball, trying to step up, but no space for him. Gets the ball on the left-hand side to find Lenny Yoro. Yoro weighs his options. He goes down quickly to Ugati. Ugati centrally down the left-hand side. Manchester United trying to move away from their goal area, and the first supply to Šeško. And Manchester United have some scrap of Ugarte with a drive, but it goes wide. And very good hold-up play there from Šeško. For the first time, the team managed to supply him. At least there was a half chance created.
Exactly, and that's what he brings to the game. He's able to hold up play, but for the quality Ugarte could not bring to the table, that would have been a gilt-edged opportunity. If it was Bruno Fernandes, I believe probably a corner would have been what we'll be discussing right now.
Well, Ugarte blast wide, goal kick for Arsenal. They will take all the time in the world to effect this. But David Rice already on a yellow card. 2 more minutes to end the game as we wait for time that will be added on by the referee. Kai Havertz comes second best to that tussle. Lenny Yoro wins possession, but Zubimendi will send it back to Manchester United defensive area. Miscommunication between the two Manchester United players, but they managed to clear their lines. A quick pass there from Šeško. He finds Amad Diallo just across the halfway line. He moves into Arsenal's defensive end. Amad Diallo. Diallo has Miles Lewis Kelly and Noni Madueke to beat, but no space for him. He gets to his captain, Martin Odegaard. Helps to shore up that defense. A quick pass inside the penalty area. Delayed. Altuve Smarka with a low drive, and Arsenal will clear their lines. Noni Madueke trying to flee on the counter. He's been brought down. Simon Hooper not interested in that fall, but game continues. Manchester United, Brian Mbeumo. A delivery inside the penalty area. Benjamin Šeško brings the ball down under control. A drive, Dogu and Martin Odegaard. Anywhere will do now for Arsenal. Ugarte brings the ball under control. Odegaard piling pressure on him. Ugarte, express play. Harry Maguire, can he keep it in play? He has pressure there from Jurriën Timber. Timber will hit the ball away. Can Bukayo Saka give a touch to that? But Lenny Yoro cleverly wins possession for United on his weaker foot. He makes that pass to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes with the delivery inside the penalty area. Šeško wins that, but he heads wide. 1 more minute to end. United pushing for the equalizer.
And it's good they have Šeško on the pitch, but it's bad enough that Šeško was not in a more dangerous location when that cross was swung in, because he beat all his markers. He beat markers, and I hope United is reading the game like this.
Well, Kobe Perry, what did you say? Penalty. You go and see how and get a whistle and a jersey and come and officiate. Game continues. A long ball on the right hand side for Arsenal. Manchester United win possession, and it goes down to the touch for a throw in Arsenal's half.
Kelvin, I think that the pressure and nerves, that's really why United, they are making very bad decisions on the ball, because you can see that the nerves are beginning to get to them. They cannot seem to manage themselves on the pitch. I don't know how they are going to find an equalizer, playing without control, without patience, without poise. Arsenal are in a very, very good position. It's what?
6 minutes of added time.
Arsenal have a better grip of the situation. They have the goal. They seem to be handling themselves very, very, very well at this point. I don't know how United are going to respond.
That is from Nathan Crow. He doesn't know how United are going to respond. Raymond, if you're the coach, what tactic would you adopt in this final minute?
Well, you go for broke. You throw your players up there, but United are not even getting hold of the ball. If United were in possession, you'd ask all your players to go up front and see what could possibly happen. But United at the moment are not even getting hold of the ball. So it's pretty difficult. Arsenal look like a team that could get a second, and they could waste all the time, and then we'd see the 6 minutes just run out.
Ball gets to Martin Odegaard inside the penalty area. Is he going to shoot? He tries to find Bukayo Saka, but he blasts over the goal. It's going to be a corner kick. Very brilliant play from Arsenal. Very unassuming, but they managed to find themselves inside the penalty area.
Arsenal have been quite economical with their plans, right? It looks like they do not want to go all guns blazing in front. But when those small opportunities come in, you know that was on target. And that could have been a goal.
Yeah, for Arsenal, look, I think they've managed the situation well. Somehow they've stayed calm in everything. Even the defending is patient. Even though United are trying to flood the box, they are not panicking. They have bodies at the right place at the right time. The tackles are timely. That's a team that's confident, a team that believes in what it can do, and a team that understands the situation and is responding brilliantly.
Arsenal not to the rush. They decide to take a short corner kick. Martin Odegaard gets the ball to Zubimendi. Goes into Mouse Lewis Kelly and is nearly giving the ball away. Last season, he made similar errors and he's made another one. Mouse Lewis Kelly.
I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's a focus problem or what. I don't know, but that's not an error you want to make at this point. You don't want to do that. You can tell it's a little away, but imagine if that were close to the penalty box. You are handing the opportunity over to the opponent. So he's been penalized, yellow card. I hope he quickly learns from it as the season goes on.
That was a heavy touch there from Mouse Lewis Kelly. Mbuemo trying to win. Harry Maguire inside the penalty area waiting for that delivery. Bruno Fernandes sent in a long one. He goes to the edge of the penalty area and the clearance comes in there from Mikel Merino. And it's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United. Harry Maguire waiting for Amad Diallo. Quickly effects it. Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes sent in a long one, looking for the run of Harry Maguire. Mouse Lewis Kelly clears a slice. Noni Madueke. He tries his best, and Kai Havertz has been brought down by Manu Ugarte. And it's going to be a free kick for Arsenal. Some more time to wall away. Eustace Niakwe. 3 more minutes to be played.
Yeah, 3 more minutes before we would have said this is Fergie time. But unfortunately, there's no Fergie on the bench. We'll have to try and carve a way around this. The best for United at this moment will be to get an equalizer. I don't see it coming. Arsenal are defending very, very tight at the back. They are disciplined, and you can tell that the organization is still in the team. Mikel Arteta would be very, very grateful to go away with all 3 points from Old Trafford today.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, Premier League match day 1. Ricardo Calafiori's goal separating the two teams at the moment. Mikel Merino brings down his man. It's going to be a free kick for United. 2 more minutes to end the game.
Sporty FM.
United have spent considerably in an attempt to bolster their team, but they haven't found any good laughs from the game. Maguire looking for a penalty. Is going to be a corner kick against Arsenal. Manchester United. Arsenal, Maguire and Jurriën Timber. He wanted something on that ball, but Timber did all he could to clear his line. And it's going to be a corner kick. Bruno Fernandes and the referee, Simon Hooper, will quickly make sure that the tussle inside the penalty area doesn't go on. William Saliba. And delivery inside the penalty area. Can the clearance be William Saliba? Jumps high and he clears the slice by Steinreiter looking for the equalizer. But David Raya will quickly pick it up. The 8-second rule. Is they going to send in the long one? He leaves the ball for Martin Odegaard. Odegaard out to his back. Martin Odegaard on the run. He tries to find Bukayo Saka. Saka gets past Mbuemo. Take all the time in the world. Out to his man. Bukayo Saka inside the penalty area. Sent in the long one. Can this be a second goal? But Noni Madueke couldn't connect to that. And Arsenal couldn't find a second. Game continues as United will quickly try to build on the break. But Arsenal quickly reorganize and Mbuemo with a long ball. Harry Maguire has the ball inside the penalty area. Clearance, Noni Madueke not too far away from Saliba's clearance. Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino cleverly brings the ball down under control. He finds his captain, Odegaard. Bukayo Saka, close by. Noni Madueke can he latch onto it, but very good read of the ball by Bayern there, who comes out. The time is up. And you can see Martin Odegaard telling the referee, time is up. 96 minutes, and that is the end of the 90 minutes plus 6. Arsenal, Ricardo Calafiori's goal separating them from Manchester United on the opening weekend of the 2025-2026 Premier League. 13-minute finish from the Italian, and Manchester United couldn't have any answers to that. Echo, Arsenal have started on a high again.
I would say, on a positive note, very careful in their incursions. Defensively, I believe there was a bit of lack over there because Manchester United had certain opportunities, but for momentary fatigue, especially that opportunity with Matthias Cunha, Man United could have been speaking about a goal. But what Arsenal had to do was just get the 3 points. It was one goal. It was debatable, but it is still 3 points. And that should be what should be in the minds of the Arsenal players this season. Because look, after this season, there is no excuse for Mikel Arteta or the Arsenal squad. Forget about the fact that Partey has left. The midfield needs to gel. Fine. Zubimendi is new, he's not Partey. But Arsenal still needs to make a statement this season with a major trophy. It's a good start, but I believe that they can learn from this game because a more potent opposition with more clinical finishing and more creative players would really hurt this Arsenal side. Kudos to the offensive setup of Arsenal. There should be some improvement, and they should learn to play to the game of Victor Gyökeres because he was a passenger in this game and he was a mockery, if I should say. But this is just the first game they've been able to go into a place where they used to fall heavily. The team that has won most against them, the team that destroyed their invincible record, the team that sat atop them during the Wenger, Alex Ferguson era, and they've gotten a win. So they should pick the positives from there, moving forward, and see if they can annex any of the major trophies. Thanks.
Well, that is from a Ekwamos in the third crowd. The game is done. But before I come to you, let me get to Gary Alsmith. Gary, Arsenal doing it once again over United.
Well, yeah, normal. But thank you for joining us on our first viewing party for the Premier League. The Club World Cup ended with a really good participation. It was here, right, as well, and we just thought it would be good to start here again. This season, there's more coming from Team Sporty. We'll be going even further because we understand that the wager people and the Ashaiman and
Sporty FM. Sporty FM. Ready to win.
No limitations on Ukrainian armed forces, be it cooperation with or other third countries or assistance.
Is a bit suspect. PMIQ also suspect. Between the two has been addressed, the central midfield area or the goalkeeping position. I'll go in for the goalkeeping position because what Bayenda did and what Onana will do, Onana is likely to do, Look, address that position.
You might have to spend the whole season picking between the lesser of two evils.
Address that position. I think once they do so, 3 out of 4 areas of concern, it should be more than good enough to be able to get back into Europe. And I'm not talking about Conference League. Either
get back into proper
Europa League or Champions League.
I like that.
What does that mean? Those are the ones.
No, proper. I mean, let's be serious. Conference League, come on, man. I mean, you're on the conference. You know what it is. Let me not even get into it. let me not get into it.
I just feel like Arteta will be really happy with this results today. Old Trafford is not a place that they usually win at. So getting a result like this on a first day, because games like this usually accounts for points lost. Maybe you might get a draw or whatever, but he's done the job today. I'm sure he will want his team to look much more smoother with Gyökeres addition. So there are pointers that I'm sure he wants these guys to work on. And for United, their new signings didn't look bad on the day. I just feel like if they can turn it up just a little bit more, today they look good. I felt like they were largely the better side, but they couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
That's the more painful part of it, being the better side and not getting the win. I'll just
before we run out of here, this happened just about 45 minutes ago. Jacob Ramsey has officially been confirmed as a Newcastle player. Nottingham Forest also wrapped up the signing of Omari Hutchinson from Ipswich Town.
That's exciting.
And Newcastle, it is feasible that they might end up going through the season without having
a proper
striker, because they have a lot of options when it comes to wing forwards and
false nines and that
false nines, because they have Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, there's Anthony Ilanga, there's Jacob Murphy in there. They brought in Jacob Ramsey also in there, and so Joe Willock is also coming back from injury. So it is possible that in order to fit all these players in the team, it's possible that they might just go without a striker.
Yesterday I saw them. They need a striker. They should stop it. Anyway.